it brings up actually another question. Like we are speaking about carbohydrates, right? All the time now. Although we mentioned a little bit of fat, but what would be the relationship maybe of different sources of carbohydrates during the workout or based on the intensity? So maybe for like low intensity, long rides, you might use more complex carbohydrates or maybe even some fat sources to promote that also maybe, let's call it metabolic flexibility. And for higher intensity, probably the sources of carbs would differ.
So, yeah, it's a tough question. So, first of all, let's discuss the fat. I'm never a fan of having fats during exercise. I see no benefit in that because like fat is stored in the body, so you just need to like access it. And the body has the mean to knows how to access the fat. Um, so I would probably recommend to having fat during exercise. Then it can only like lead to gastrointestinal problems. Whereas when it comes to carbohydrates, I don't think that there is a big difference in terms of metabolism between complex and fast absorbing, let's say, carbohydrates. I usually just say, like, have what you like during training sessions, and the intensity itself will tell you what you can have. So, for instance, I can't imagine having rice cake in the middle of a hard interval, but I can imagine having a gel or a sip from a water bottle. So I would probably like, I would probably like um, uh, base my advice on just like whatever you prefer. So if you would probably equate, so uh, basically there is no difference in oxidation rates or ability to oxidize carbohydrates that come from bar, a gel, or a drink if the amount of fat and fiber is the same. So basically, it doesn't really matter what you have.
Yes.
The most important is that you have enough, basically.
I think the fat and fiber here are the modulators because the
Yeah.
idea behind that you want more complex carbohydrates, for example, for long endurance session, because long endurance session that takes, let's say, 2 or 3 hours, although it is at low intensity, uh, you release that energy slowly and that you don't need like high spike of insulin. So this is pretty much the proposition here.
Yeah, I mean, during exercise, you won't see a spike in insulin, so that's something that you shouldn't because no one should be concerned about. Um, I don't really see a big difference. Like I try different things during exercise. It can actually like the only difference would probably be perceptual. So you would feel fuller for longer with a bar as compared to a gel. But in terms of metabolism, I wouldn't really expect big differences.